Boo!
What?
This is BG Wrestling, baby. We are here,
Ooh.
and we are not happy. We're
Ew.
throw it down.
Wow.
I'm done.
Oh.
I'm done as an Iowa fan. Are you serious right now?
You know who is about as bitter as can be right now? Bob Nichols, the money man for Iowa. He paid all them big bucks, and of their 5 transfers, they were able to go 2 and 3. Now you're paying for transfer, you're getting out 100,000 over here, several 100,000 over here. You expect them to win. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. We expect to win, Iowa fans, dude. We are on upheaval right now, dude. We are not happy. I threw my Iowa hat, dude, across the room, dude. I cannot believe we just lost to Iowa State. Kevin Dresser, I've been making fun of him getting undressed for how many years, dude? And now, this year, he came undressed. Tom Brands. Dude,
somebody was playing chess, and Tom was over there playing checkers.
Check it out, dude. We got calls to Ben Askren says he's willing to help.
Get out.
Alert fans, Iowa fans. Ben Askren updated as of a minute ago. First defeat to Iowa State in 20 years. I am offering my coaching services to help resurrect a once proud tradition of Iowa wrestling. This is insulting.
Dude.
Kind of, by the way.
I said that like an episode ago. Ben's going to end up a head coach as soon as he's 100%.
Okay, let me finish. They need to bring back the uber aggressive style that Dan Gable created and everyone wanted to emulate. Recently, the program has had a lack of development of athletes, a lack of offense, and an inability to build in RTC a reliance on spending money of transfers to bolster their lineup. Ben Askren taking shots at Tom Brands offering his services.
And that's a major blow because that's a big name saying that. A guy that's got an army behind him, a powerful army. We're talking about the AWA, and, you know, a guy like that, don't go planting no seeds in no Iowa City folk because they're already up to here. I'm up to here with 4th place, 4th best dual team in the country. I'm here.
Okay, well, I know Iowa fans are, dude. I'm up to here. Right now, this is the worst case scenario that could have happened for us Iowa fans. I mean, we're already getting criticism with these transfers and people, and now you're marking the track record of transfers coming in, you know, and Dean,
2 and 3, yeah.
And Dean got put on the biggest stage ever possible, dude, and, you know, I'm not going to hold it against him going up against Rocky Elam there.
You talk about
it was a lot of things that led up to that.
To me, the all-star in this duel was Mr. Dresser, Coach Dresser, between the brick to give Gaitan a rest to be able to hold Kennedy down for 13 seconds. Brilliant. But even that, where they decided to start the match, they wanted the heat, the pressure to be on this young kid, which I still say round of 12 to 6th place, somewhere in that. And Dean is awesome. It's a Cinderella story we all wanted, but the Cinderella lost a shoe, or is that the right movie? Or what happened? The pumpkin changes. Yeah. Come on.
It was in Iowa State, dude. I feel like the crowd did have a factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the crowd did have a factor. Yeah. I felt like it. I mean, you got Ben. Any final comments on Ben Funky Askren offering his services before I put up and we start going through these matches? Because right now, dude, I don't even know what to think about that.
That is actually very. I don't know if he's just saying that, you know, just flying off the handle or something. I'm telling you, that's a powerful statement in the fact that, yeah, we watched Ben go through that incredible thing. And as we talked on a previous episode, in a way that even makes up Ben's stock, his value, because he's gone through a life changing what's the word?
Experience. Yeah.
Experience that just kind of makes a person wise. He's always had the knowledge with coaching, and he's just a very smart guy. And I don't know how serious that is, but I tell you right now, there's going to be people that take that serious. Whether it's
someone
Iowa,
like Ben Askren, yes,
it's going to be somebody else because they know what Ben brings with them too. As we said, AWA is
recruits. He brings with him recruits. Is
that
that what you mean?
pumping out studs. Instead of this whole game plan that Brands has evolved into of bringing in half of his team as transfers. And as we talked before, transfers just don't work out.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here because you're acting like Dean. Okay, but listen, to finish up the thought on Ben Askren, if I was Tom Brands, you know what? Swallow the ego. Take Ben up on his offer. Let's take Ben up on his offer. Iowa fans, dude.
Wow.
What do we have to lose? Listen, seriously,
wow.
right? Tom Brands, listen, let's evolve as a coach, Tom Brands.
Wow.
This is a perfect spot to do that. We just lost to Iowa State. The Cyclones came in and brought a tornado. Dude, I don't even like it, dude. This is not
First
part of
time
wrestling.
in 20
it's not how
years.
wrestling is supposed to be.
We got to cut the Brands a break. First time in 20 years.
In 20 years. Exactly. So a perfect time to say, let's get a little funky and bring in funky, right?
Well, I'll tell you something else I noticed, and I've noticed it more than once, and that is you talk about a future head coach, and as smart as decisions as Dresser made in this duel, the other huge thing about Iowa State is daggone Carr, who is helping coach. You know he's directly involved.
Yeah.
And, dude, I think who was it? Some guy beat a Penn Stater during the freestyle season, and I thought, no, it was Hamidi. And I thought, I gave that credit to Carr for getting Hamidi what he needed to beat daggone Levi.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, fans in the comments, dude. Folks, we are live. Join the comments, dude. In fact, you can call in, dude. It's in the chat. But listen, there's people saying that's facetious. Askren should not be helping out Iowa. That's crazy, dude. Says Joe Doherty. Also, Madness in the comments. But listen, dude, we're going to get into it match breakdown by breakdown. You ready to get into it match breakdown by breakdown? Yeah. I would take it. If I was Iowa, I would take Ben Askren's help if he's offering it for free.
Before we get into the match, I got to give a little shout out to Madness and Clint. Because as you can see right here,
okay,
there was 4 people that got first place there. Actually, one looks like it was.
I'll put it up for you. He made
one
me
was Pyle's kid. One was Clint. I don't know who this.
Okay,
Beaver
so you
guy
did all
is.
right. You
Huh?
did all right.
Whoa!
In Madness.
Whoa!
All right.
Every
Join
time I
Wrestle
play
Madness.
once a year and I win.
If
Every
you weren't
time.
in wrestling,
Huh?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You didn't win.
It has a 1 right beside my name.
All right, let's get into it, folks. These graphics are courtesy of Saturday Night Wrestling. Okay,
By the way,
stole them from him, and now I'm waiting for him to send the last 5 bouts results. But
by the way, Jason Bryant had it in his pocket to take the win and run. Actually, he was
Jason Bryant did?
Yes, he was putting a beat down on all of us.
The voice of wrestling?
And he got sucked into the Cinderella story with
Cinderella.
Indine. And, I love that Indine. Love that Indine.
Oh.
And Indine burned him.
Bang! Jason Bryant got voiced out by Rocky Elam. Rocky Balboa.
Daggone Division
Threw
3.
Jason Bryant an uppercut, did he not? Oh, my goodness. Sent him right out of the...
You know, the thing is some people will say, that's a nothing burger. Askren's little tweet or whatever you call that. There's colleges that are going to read that and is Askren ready to head coach? Because we've talked about this for the last couple of years. Askren ultimately, Actually, that's the first time I've ever heard him express.
Say something like that.
Yes,
and
express.
Listen, Ben Askren has gone through life changes, as I have. And, dude, big life changes make you think differently about life. Dude, I'm here to tell you firsthand, maybe Ben Askren would now consider coaching in college.
Well, I don't want him to go to Iowa. Believe me.
Well,
No, I don't want him to go to Iowa. I mean,
no, well, I don't either, but I'm just saying,
I'd
if
love
he's
to
going to
see him.
offer his free services, you got to take him, dude, because let's start with it. Let's kick it off, dude. Ben Keeter going up against younger Bastida. I predicted it. Bastida took it 11-4, folks,
Wow.
and that is about what I predicted. Ben Keeter looked like Frankenstein, about like Frankenstein, as you have previously stated,
I was
right?
specifically watching his feet, and I'm telling you, Zach, you talk about a wrestler being on his heels. And we picked on him and said, does this dude have slow feet or something? What the heck is going on with him? Everything seems so slow and stiff. Well, dude, first off, you got to be on the balls of your feet. We're talking elementary stuff here. And I don't know. I'm sure he gets yelled at about it in practice. Maybe not. Maybe everybody's forgetting about the very basics. The very basics, you got to have some light feet. And really,
Younger Bastida is number 1 ranked heavyweight, though, in the nation. I predicted this. I did not expect Keeter to come out and win this match. So I was not surprised, dude. I mean, can Keeter improve? Keeter obviously needs to improve. Yes.
well, he's a great athlete. I'm not taking anything away. It was a very gutsy escape he gets with like a second to go to prevent the major. And, I mean, the thing is I'm not blasting Keeter, but you have to admit, I was specifically watching him because our last episode, I posed a question to you. I said, Zach, have you ever seen Keeter be speedy? And you answered quickly and said,
no.
well,
I said
was
only
waiting.
on a football field, maybe.
Yeah.
And now we got Iowa fans out there questioning maybe he should go full-time football because he's not looking that good, dude. The way he looked. I mean, Iowa, this is like the Philadelphia Eagles fans. They're ruthless in Iowa, okay? And Ben Keeter right now is underperforming. That's very fair to say.
Well, and we're going to talk to Terry here before we're done to get his input, Hawkeye Terry. And I'd like to hear his thoughts on Keeter and everything. But we do got to cut the kid a break. He just had hip surgery. And from what I understand, that's a long process.
Yes, and he's going up against younger Bastida, who's the number 1 ranked wrestler in the nation, dude.
Yeah.
We all expected this. This was not a surprise. This is not where Iowa lost the match, folks. So this was expected. Let's move on because the next match was kind of an up-in-the-air match. It was Dean Peterson up against Poulin, who's beat him before.
Yeah.
I picked Peterson. Peterson came out with the victory.
Yeah.
As an Iowa fan, dude, I'm feeling real good after this right now, after these first 2 matches,
yeah,
right?
You had to. You had to. Who's seen Kennedy losing or who's seen some of them? I mean, that was unbelievable. But Peterson just wanted it worse. It looked like Poulin just, I don't know. He never really had a look about himself like, this is my match. I'm taking it. I never seen any of that. It was almost like he was kind of wrestling not to lose. And so ultimately, I actually picked Peterson myself. I changed that at the very end. I had Poulin picked.
So we should not listen to your live your picks on our shows. Is what you're saying. We should not pay any attention to
No,
those.
because
Those are
I could change
you're
right there.
deking us all out, dude. It was Dean Peterson though, dude. And the wholesome of this match, dude, the Dean Peterson victory was critical. As an Iowa fan, dude, you felt like this was one of the – we talked about it. It was a 50-50 match that Iowa needed. Iowa got it, dude. You're feeling great as an Iowa fan after the 125, and then you move to 133, Ayala up against
Well, one
Evan
last
Frost.
thing about Peterson is he's one of the transfers that, let's be honest, he hasn't looked quite up to the plateau that he was a year ago. I thought he looked sharper a year ago than where he's at right now. Now, that doesn't mean won't be where he needs to be by the end of the year, but that's the first transfer that, to me, I know he won, but there's alarms going off about this whole Brand's game plan. We'll just buy them and bring them in. At some point, Nichols is going to get sick of this, because if I'm throwing my money down, I want results.
Well, if I'm Nichols, I'd get sick of it a lot quicker if I hear Ben Askren knocking on the door. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that, dude. But listen,
well, the thing is, we don't want to lose the Brands. This is a tough situation to be in.
And this is a Fugazi. I feel like this is a little Fugazi match.
Well, I don't know. That looked pretty real to me.
I feel like some
some
Fugazi things that happen here.
20-14.
Talking about Fugazi, I mean, Drake Ayala getting upset by Evan Frost.
Wow. Light Frost.
Light Frost.
Yes.
Little Frost.
We didn't
Light
get to
Frost.
see a heavy frost, but Light Frost was all it took.
Light Frost did his
Cool
job.
down
dude.
old Ayala.
Them back exposure points, man. And it was yet another 50-50 match. And Iowa State prevails here.
I have to give it to Light Frost, man. That dude wanted it, wrestled smart. And, you know, this whole thing with Ayala, he's had now 3 losses in the last month. And I know we're just getting started. What? You talk about a guy that ends up getting scouted. And I've been thinking that about Dean all along. The more people see him, the more they're going to be able to scout him and defend his, whether it's blow through double. Well, same with Ayala, his throw by, and he's so good at it, but people are prepared. It's like, I don't know.
He did pull one off, though. But yes, Evan Frost with those exposure points. And Evan Frost, I mean, showing he's a dog, dude. And this was really, I mean, if you go back and look at it, this was actually kind of like the swing match, right?
That was big. That was big. That's, to me, that was Pullen beating Peterson. It was still Iowa's match to lose at this point, to me.
Okay.
Because I had it, Pullen probably would beat Peterson, and they're supposed to beat Peterson, or they're supposed to win that match in order to have a path to winning this duel. And I don't know, man.
Drake Ayala reminds me a little bit of like Aaron Nagel. Am I crazy when saying they just let him into their legs? They're kind of lazy with the defense, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy there, but
I just don't see him being back in the finals. I'm going to say the same thing about him that I'm going to say about Kennedy, and that is I think we've seen the peak. And I could be wrong. I mean, who's going to listen to me?
Right now,
I
it looks like you're
first
right.
place up there. It's just first place. What do I know?
Hold on, let me show that
Who
again.
got last place? Who got dead last? What name the?
I don't know. Ralph.
Who's next to last?
Roy or Ralph?
Hey, that's a quad R daggone podcast. Both of them. Whoa! Whoa! Wow! What?
Nah. Are you serious?
I just got done. You know, I'm just picking
That
quad
shots
R.
fired.
But I gave Zach a little speech before this started. I said, Zach, now it's important. We don't have to win it all the time. BG can't be down at the bottom of the list. That looks bad for us. We gotta actually try to.
I got serious.
Yeah, we gotta kind of look
third.
like we know something.
I was in the top third. But
Oh, top third.
top third. There's some upset. I mean, who else picked? Who picked Drake Ayala to lose to Evan Frost?
That's
No
true.
one. You didn't pick that.
No.
I mean, get out of here, dude.
That was-
Moving on.
Light Frost, great job. What is his name? Is that Evan? Is that? I forget. I just like light and.
It's Evan Frost is the light one. Evan.
Yeah, I like light and heavy Frost.
Yeah, me
That'll
too.
be their names from
Hey,
now
listen,
on.
Iowa wrestlers, let's wrestle to the whistle. Let's wrestle to the whistle. Iowa wrestlers, how about that, dude? Let's move on here.
That is the moment a blood vessel in Bob Nichols' side of his head exploded. Because I'm paying you. You can't even wrestle the whole match.
You wrestled to the whistle. I bet. Oh, Tom Brands is so mad right now, dude. Tom Brands is so mad. We cannot wrestle to the whistle. Who am I talking about? I don't know.
Bailey.
Dude. We'll get to it.
Bailey.
Well, Bailey.
Yeah.
Nasir Bailey up against Eshmandia. And 15-2.
No, actually, it was
That's not even the one I'm really
Williams.
talking about.
I'm wrong.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
Jordan Williams I'm talking
but
about.
Belly looks like a. I said this to somebody. Belly looks like Mendez ripped his heart out of his chest, and he's just not. He hasn't recovered yet. I'm sure he's going to have his wins and everything, but he just didn't look. He looks like a defeated. Like, his confidence is obviously. I mean, he switched. He's got all this new stuff, and not sure. Do I like this? Brands is on me all the time at practice.
Oh,
he had a little party over there at Little Rock. And next thing, that was
okay. That might be true.
yeah. Some people are not perfectly fit to transfer. Now they'll do a money grab. And he's got that money, but even that's a little pressure. They paid me whatever it might be. I'm going to guess and say someone like Bailey obviously made, what, $100,000 maybe?
I don't know.
To come? That's a lot of money.
And
I
in
don't
a
know.
new town, dude, coming from Little Rock, dude, where, it was probably a little gravy train in Little Rock. People probably handing him handouts. Now you move
he
to
was
Iowa,
the
dude.
big star.
You're just a regular guy.
Yeah, he
You know
was
what I
the
mean,
big
dude?
star
And you
on
got to do your
campus.
job, dude. And all of a sudden, you're not doing your job.
You got to do your job. Where's your
You're
shirt?
not doing your job,
Where's
as
your-
Tom Brands would say, dude.
You know, Zach, what I just remembered? You made that shirt that says, what's
I
it
have
say?
that shirt. I was going to wear that shirt, but we did not do our job today, Iowa fans.
What does the shirt say?
Do your job.
Oh, I love that shirt. It's got
For
Iowa,
sale on the
and on the
BEG
back it
Sports
says,
Store.
Do your job.
Iowa fans, yes. A BEG on the front, do your job on the back. I wear it all the time, dude. Yeah. Not tonight, though, because we did not. So unfortunate in the
Yeah,
Bailey.
to me, I mean.
And by the way, he got manned. He got ragdolled
Yeah, he
by
did.
Etchemin. He got.
Oh, yeah.
We
yeah.
are reserving the right to that term for the matches that only deserve it. But ragdolled Etchemin, ragdolled Bailey. Can you agree with that?
A more technical person would say him moving up a weight was a bad idea, but even his body language. I mean, everything. It just is not. I love every wrestler because they're a wrestler and they entertain us. So I'm not rooting against Bailey. I hope Bailey comes back, and I'd love for him to call in
He will
after
come
he
back.
places, and he gives me and you, especially me, what I deserve to hear, a spanking. But, from what I see, and sometimes you're looking at just the smallest little body language. No, we're not seeing a very confident person right now, and that's how he looked on the mat.
Bailey has to improve, although we've talked about it. These transfers should take a while. He's in a whole new environment, whole new city, dude. I don't expect him to be the best Nasir Bailey right now, and clearly it's not. I really hope it's not, because
How many times have you seen a wrestler take a beating like Mendez put on Bailey and that not have a lasting impact on that wrestler?
No, that is true, because
It does. It has a lasting impact. I mean, it's hard to shake that. That's in your head. I can't believe how easily he threw me around, like he ragdolled me.
Yeah. I remember after Genrick ragdolled me at Delone, I lost a lot of I thought I was Superman of the world, dude, and then I thought, okay, no, I'm not even close.
Were you thinking, maybe I should have stuck with basketball? You were probably thinking that right
No, well, no, because that basketball team was even worse. I mean, at least I had a chance. But folks, dude, listen, Bailey didn't do it. But listen, if we are talking optimism positive for Iowa fans, Ryder Block came through.
Yes.
With an overtime 2-1 victory over Panero Johnson. We didn't expect this. This was an upset.
No.
Kind of.
His length, he stays tight in his stance. He's going to be tough. We've said it last episode. He's going to be an AA threat. And now, how do you not believe that? I mean, to me, that was Panera was ranked number 2. Rankings mean very little, by the way, but still, to be number 2, that means
they mean something.
That means something.
I mean,
and frankly, I was disappointed in Panero. Not once did he change his tactic. He was trying to go straight in, and I'm sorry, but Block had a good stance. He's got some length, and it's like Rock Harrison was talking. He keeps his legs are back, his hands are out. It's a long ways to get there. You gotta attack by an angle, or you gotta have a setup to get him moving to get an angle. And I didn't see that. I didn't see a progression. So I was disappointed in Panera Johnson and just his wrestling IQ while the match is going on. How do I adapt to this tough situation? And the real good wrestlers you see adapt, change during the match.
Yeah, no, that okay, that's actually fair. I appreciate that, but listen, I mean, as Iowa fans, dude, Rider Block, you kind of expected this, right? This is the Rider Block you wanted.
You were hoping for.
You're hoping for. You got this, dude. And at this point in the match, you're down 3-2 as far as dual meets, but I mean, how you're feeling? You're feeling kind of like not great, but we still have a chance, right? Yeah. Rider Block, Panera Johnson, then we move on, dude. And Jordan Williams and Zurban.
I was impressed with Zurban. Yeah, I was impressed with Zurban. But you know, to go back to Block, that was a added benefit that Iowa probably didn't see coming. Could you imagine if all them transfers actually were meeting what your expectations were, what their expectations were? Iowa's already a very tough team, but if we all thought Bailey and Williams would have more success than what we're seeing, at least early here.
Well, they can only get better after what I saw today, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about Jordan Williams.
I feel like pulling Ben Askren's tweet back up because Ben kind of, boy.
Let's pull it back up. Let's pull it back up, folks, because, oh, my goodness. Ben Askren's offering his help, folks, to Iowa after what he just witnessed today.
How'd he say it again? He breaks it down.
After his first defeat to Iowa State in 20 years, I am offering my coaching services to help resurrect a once proud tradition of Iowa wrestling, insinuating they are not a proud tradition anymore. They need to bring back the uber-aggressive style that Dan Gable created and everyone wanted to emulate. Recently, the program has had a lack of development and athletes, a lack of offense, an inability to build an RTC, and a reliance on spending money on transfers to bolster their lineup.
And we can get to this at the end of the match. I know we're
right now.
I
cannot disagree with Ben.
But we could even bring up Spencer Lee during this.
We could even bring up or we could even bring up my boy Angelo, dude. And there's no one I would
I got
defend
something
more
to say
than
about
Angelo.
that too.
But we'll get to it. Let's move on because we got to talk about Jordan Williams. Yeah. 157, dude, losing to Zurban and. He quit at the edge of the mat. There has got to be some serious repercussions coming for Jordan Williams quitting at the edge of the mat, giving up that takedown, which actually proved to be pretty consequential in this match.
Yeah. Can you imagine Tom in practice this week? Ow! Ow! Ow!
I don't want to be in Tom's practices this week.
You know, if Ben Askren would come by saying that, at least – he's putting a trial balloon up to see which way the wind blows it. And let's just pretend for a second. The people of Iowa starts all of a sudden this builds steam, and next thing we know, it would take a program like Iowa, I think, before Ben would agree to be a head coach. Do you agree? It has to be. It would have to be either Missouri or it would have to be Iowa.
Yeah.
And a couple years back, we speculated, would it be maybe Wisconsin? Well, Bono's doing a pretty good job at Wisconsin right now, so I think it would have to be like in Iowa. But where would the brands end up? We can't the brands have to be in college wrestling.
Well, they will stay. Nah, they're not going anywhere. Let's slow down, dude. This Ben Askren, dude. There's nothing going to come of that.
We already got it. Pack your bags, Tom.
Nothing's going to come of that, dude. But I do think something's going to come of Jordan Williams quitting at the edge of the mat, dude, and giving up that takedown to Zervin. And, I mean, that is just not Iowa wrestling, dude. That is not, you know what I mean?
In his defense, he was completely out of bounds, and he just forgot that the other guy could be dragging his feet and technically staying inbounds. And, I mean,
I'll give you
wrestled this long, that shouldn't be something that slips your mind. You should automatically realize that guy could be dragging his feet. I got to keep going. Whatever.
Baby Brands in the comments. Iowa got Bailey and Williams in the portal. ISU got Zervin and Rocky. Dresser won the portal.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that, dude. We just got a purchase on the BEG Sports Store. Look, hey, I mentioned it one time. Hot dog, yes, there's a store.
All right.
Folks, do do your job. Apparently, a lot of
Iowa.
Iowa.
That's the coolest shirt
I wish
I've ever
Iowa
seen.
needs to buy a lot more of them shirts. A lot of Iowa fans need to buy them shirts right now. Now.
I mean, that had to sting. The Ayala loss, the Kennedy loss, but really the Williams loss. That was where
Jordan Williams, dude, that hurt.
Nichols' vein burst. But
Nichols, yeah, and you know what? I mean, Zervin looked good, though. Credit to Zervin.
Yeah.
He looked good, and he did his job to actually win that match. And what was a 50-50, dude? That was huge. I felt like home crowd had some play here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You didn't see a fancy Tom Brand's magic trick rabbit pulled out of the hat in this match. But, you know, then we move on, and you're really feeling up in the air here after 157 if you're an Iowa fan. But then you go on to Caliendo, and you're feeling, as an Iowa fan, dude, you're feeling like, all right, that's fine. We have our gauntlet coming up, dude. Caliendo, Kennedy, Ferrari, and Dean. And Caliendo goes out and does his job at 165. He gets like the tech fall. It was a tech fall, right?
yeah, and Caliendo looked like
A dog.
you wanted all your wrestlers to look. He was on a mission. Now, Uten, however you say it, obviously his knees still, by the end of that match, he had a pretty serious limp. And to go up against a determined Caliendo is only used to taking losses to national champs or former national champs, and then he takes that loss 2 weeks ago, and that had to sting. Wow. But I can't say enough good about Caliendo.
Caliendo, guys, don't forget to mention Echemendia, who slammed Bailey twice. Echemendia looked great, dude, but Caliendo looked great as well and brought us Iowa fans back into this dual meet, dude, and gave us a chance, okay? Because right now, going into the Caliendo match, you're like, we need a big win. Caliendo comes out, delivers. Then we got the 2024 Dog of the Year, Patrick Kennedy, coming out up against Gaetan, and you're thinking, all right, Iowa, calm down. RELAX, Iowa fans. We're going to win this duel, dude. We got Kennedy. He comes out against Gaetan, and that's not what we got, dude. What the heck, dude?
No, to me, I don't. To me, I think we've seen Kennedy peak. He hasn't looked. Something's not crisp about Kennedy. Something is just different. And I'll tell you, the real thing that's going to happen is we've already heard from Gabe Arnold that he's changing weight classes. Obviously, he's not going to 197, so he's going down to 174. And then he says it, and I got to give a little credit to Gabe Arnold, because I noticed, this is my take. I could be way off, so this is nothing but a guess. But here's what my take was. As normal as they're all of us when we're, how old do you think Gabe Arnold is? 20 years old or something? Okay, you get a little huffy going. I think the dad stepped in. Gabe Arnold was out of Iowa for like 2 weeks. I think the dad stepped in, and he set things straight. And I noticed whatever was said, or whatever, and maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was a combination of the dad and the brands or something. But Gabe Arnold not only zipped his complaining pie hole, but he also turned into one of the most supportive teammates. During the duels or something, I mean, he was very engaged. No pouting was going on. He was trying to fire his teammates up, and I thought to myself, wow, look at Gabe Arnold, Mr. Mature, great teammate. The fact that he's mentioning that he's going down the weight tells me he likes his chances of beating Kennedy and earning that spot.
Okay. Actually, the way that you just laid it out, that makes a lot of sense. I could see that. Gabe Arnold, let's play the right path. Yeah. Maybe it's for that, but maybe it's for just staying on the right path. But right now, dude, I mean, we did not expect to see Kennedy get upset by Gaetan there. I mean,
yeah, and to me, that match shouldn't even have went into overtime. Was it overtime, that match? What was?
I don't have. I think it was overtime.
Yeah,
but
they did a couple times. They got a little carried away with the excitement of the duel, excitement of the crowd. All right, we got to show we're equal. They hit Iowa State. They gave Iowa's points, stalling points, on 2 different occasions. I thought that was baloney, because I'm looking at 2 wrestlers that are wrestling hard right here. Nobody was getting pushed out of bounds, and they're throwing up the stall and giving away points. And I thought that cost Gaetan the match. That I wrote down, ref joke with the stall points.
Yeah, but Gaetan won the match.
Yeah, he did.
People making fun of it.
Yeah.
I got to check my pronunciation of that.
Yeah.
Gaetan. I've been saying Gaetan. But it's
well, I don't think you were right there. Not from what I see.
Gaetan comes through, dude. All right, so then, like, you're in big trouble, dude.
Man.
You're in big trouble, and you're thinking, as an Iowa fan, after this match, you're like, all right, this is definitely coming down to Dean. We need Angelo, dude, and we need Angelo. My only critique of Angelo all year long has been his offense. Angelo wins 2-1 up against Isaac Dean. However, you needed more. Was there a moment you needed more?
I got something to say about that match, but I got one last thing I want to say about Gaetan. Okay. Of course, Dresser, this is one of the brilliant moves he did. Gaetan had to hold Kennedy down for 12 seconds, 13 to win the match. They were both exhausted, because if you got to give anything to Kennedy, he has heart. He was BEG's dog of the year last year because of that heart. Now, he's not the guy with the most thrilling, unbelievable talent. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm just saying his forte is his heart.
Agree.
And his desire. And the fact that they really just did battle for how long both of them spent, and Dresser, brilliant move. Let me get my guy a rest. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
And I can't say enough. I loved Gaetan's interview at the end, too. He seemed like a really nice guy. He said, he kept telling, which I was thinking, wow, this is good for young wrestlers to listen to. He said, don't listen to what other people were saying. Everybody was saying I was going to lose this. I was listening to me. And he says, listen to yourselves, not others.
Well, don't listen to us.
Keep a positive mindset. That was a cool interview by him.
That was, yeah. And a cool win, dude. But, I mean, well, not cool if you're an Iowa fan.
Yeah.
But
now on to Angelo.
Gaetan pulls it off, and Angelo comes through 2-1, dude, remains undefeated. However, dude, as an Iowa fan, you kind of feel like you wanted more out of Angelo, right? That's what.
Look, I know a wrestler gets pumped up, especially in a atmosphere like that. And afterwards, Angelo was like, he was probably angry at the Iowa State fans going crazy during the match. That is not the kind of match that you do any showboating in. Quite frankly, he didn't win the match. There was another stall joke that went on that really influenced. In fact, that's how Angelo won the bout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Stall call.
It was a stall point that, to me, both of them wrestlers were going hard. And I got to give credit to Isaac Dean.
Yeah.
That dude is tough. And to give him, to give Angelo a point because Isaac Dean, I just didn't see that. I thought that was over the top. Ref got carried away, and they kind of handed the match to Angelo. Now, to Angelo's credit, nope, Isaac Dean wasn't able to take him down or anything. But you know, afterwards we had a lot of.
Meet Me in the Creek says Angelo is so boring to watch, dude. You know what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid is going to become the narrative here, okay? Because
Yeah.
he's got the best. I've said it before. He's got the best defense in the nation. I would take Angelo's defense up against anyone's. However,
Here's what I'm
I
going to
need
give.
more offense.
I'm going to give Angelo a tip just from a high school wrestler. This is almost ridiculous, but I actually know I'm right here. Angelo gets down on that one knee. We will see Angelo taken down because if I'm a coach and you watch Angelo closely, when he's down on that knee, he likes to rock like this. Well, you time it right as he's coming back. Guess what I can smell, Zach? A blow through double, boom, Angelo's on his seat.
All right, let's not get this is my secret from my son Joe, dude. I'm going to be scouting wrestlers, dude.
just telling
Like,
you.
no one's ever scouted wrestlers before, dude. It's going to be like NFL scouting. Yes, you're right, dude. No, but your point is valid.
Yeah.
Angelo on the knee, and I've said it before, it has to be scoutable.
Yeah.
And to your point, someone is going to scout that, dude, and figure out a way.
Yeah, his little rock, that's going to burn him. Eventually,
Well, just
he's gonna
eventually,
burn.
when you're on the top of the mountain, dude, people have nothing better to do but to scout you. They're going to scout that, Angelo. They're
Yep.
going to figure that out. And you're only repo to that, or, you know, is
There's no doubt that
to
match.
find your own offense.
Yeah,
You got to get your own offense,
absolutely,
dude.
because that match should have been overtime.
Yeah.
Don't
no, it
give
actually,
that ref. Stop.
Angelo
Stop
Dean
being.
should have went to overtime.
Yeah, that
I
should have
agree.
went to overtime. And I got to tell you, if you weren't impressed with baseline defense from one Isaac Dean, I don't know what to tell you. That guy, you talk about feeding some hip soup. I mean, he feeds some soup to these boys,
Some
to
hip-
Angelo.
He fed him some hip soup.
Yeah.
He fed Ferrari
I
some hip
was
soup.
impressed.
Angelo ate a big old bowl of hip soup, dude. Baby Brand says, great duel, great show, boys. You guys are the Jeff Byers of Wrestling Podcast. Nah, that's the comments I'm kind of
Who
talking
said
about,
that?
Baby Brands,
Wow.
dude. I mean, that's
Do you
probably
know how
Tom's
much I
son.
love Jeff Byers? I
Oh,
mean,
and that's
in
your
all
favorite guy,
seriousness,
dude.
Jeff Byers should be the. Thank goodness he's not, because we won him at Penn State. Jeff Byers should be the big dog in all of college
Byers,
wrestling.
we love
the
Jeff Byers.
biggest matches. Who are we going to get? Jeff Byers. That's not any kind of hit to anybody else.
He gets hyped. I'll give him that. He gets
both of
hyped to a
us-
different level.
Oh
dude.
yeah,
He gets
and
hyped.
both of us have said how much we like Rock Harrison, and I
Rock
did.
Harrison called duel tonight. Shout out Rock Harrison, dude.
Yes.
And Kelly's mom texted him. Was like, well, he texted her and was like, I'm calling the match tonight. I wanted to be like, dude, can you text him and be like, let's call in to
Well,
BEG
she said
Live?
she could try to
But
get him
I didn't
want
to
to
bother you, Rock. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to nag you, Rock. I didn't
Yeah.
want to bother you.
And of course,
One of
everybody
these
likes
days.
Sparks too, Shane Sparks and everything. But in all seriousness, Jeff Byers is another level. Jeff Byers stands the hair up on my arms, and I guess you have to be a Penn State fan to understand what I'm talking about. But
Definitely.
that was one of the coolest comments.
Yeah, that was a
Thank
cool
you,
comment,
Baby
dude.
Brands.
Here's
Really
another
appreciate
cool
that.
comment. Well, not cool. Juan Morgan Angelo is boring to watch. Sorry. He will drop a lot of matches because he keeps doing things too close. I agree,
Yeah.
dude. I don't like this style out of Angelo because I know how athletic he really is, and I just know that if he went at it, like, why not take the Messenbrink approach and throw it all against the wall? That's what I love about Messenbrink. He throws it all up against the wall,
I
and it's
do.
like, dude, I'm going to
Yep.
give up a lot of points, but
Yep.
I just trust myself. I'm going to be scoring a lot more. I love that.
That particular match, though, with Angelo, I thought he was on the offense.
He was. He was.
Sufficiently.
No, he was.
And he
Absolutely.
went for it. But what we were seeing was a master class in what baseline defense is supposed to look like from Isaac Dean. And if anybody wasn't aware of Isaac Dean, you are now.
Maybe.
Because that match should be in overtime. And maybe Angelo's first loss.
It didn't come back to cost Iowa State, but maybe that is a testament to Kevin Dresser's coaching. Okay, we don't talk maybe enough about Kevin Dresser's coaching. He coached Isaac Dean up to keep that a 2-1 match, dude. But folks, it all came down to the finale, dude. It was like 17-14 going into 197, and Dean up against Elam, and Dean the big transfer. He's been showing up, showing out, but could not hold a stick to Rocky Elam, who ended up prevailing here, and for the first time in 20 years something, Iowa State Kevin Dresser take it home, baby.
And Dresser deserved it with his brilliant decisions, brilliant moves. David Carr, to me, deserves a ton of credit. To me, he's obviously making a difference in that Iowa State room. Brands, you wanted to record right away. Part of me wanted to see Brand's post-match interview just to see how upset he was because. But you know how much I love Brand's. But
I got entertaining coach in sports 2 years running in our
no doubt
annual awards.
No doubt. But ultimately, what an awesome. You know why I enjoyed this so much, Zach? Because at the national duels, of course, the greatest duel to me was Iowa beating Oklahoma State. That duel was just incredible.
Duel of the year.
Yeah, maybe one of the duels of the century or of the decade.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But this was so cool because it wasn't overload. It was just this duel, and you could catch your breath at the end. With them national duels, that was so cool. You know, something that I wanted to say and about the national duels, and it was your brother brought this up, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. Okay, Chad Jacobson put all this money in. He probably Richardson, that's it. Richardson, he put $1 million into the prize money for the teams, probably 1.5 counting buying mats and this and that. He obviously put a lot of money. Here's what I understand. ESPN showed the grand finals, and Flo had all the rest. I understand Flo. Flo's got to pay their guys. They got to, the camera and equipment, the travel. Flo's got to make money too. We need them to be able to make money because that's where we go to watch wrestling. Here's my suggestion. Richardson paying Flo to make it free. Because if you get enough people to see that kind of action, the national duels, that's gonna bring a drove of people in. Like, whoa, that was pretty cool. I'll have to keep my eye on this wrestling thing. I'm telling you.
It's an interesting topic because we also had the Claw Super Duel one this past weekend and RAF 3, which we'll talk about here coming on Tuesday. This week we'll break those down, folks. So don't think we forgot about it. This is just a simple CYHAWK duel reaction, dude. First time in how many years?
Yeah,
Iowa State.
We go live every once in a while. We never get a call, do we? We never get a call.
We get some calls.
I'm going to call Terry because I want to hear what Terry's got to say about the match. But I got one thing I got to say. This Spencer Lee got pinned at RAF 3. Okay? And I think he was winning, but it was like 9-8. And everybody's like, what's broke? What's going on with Spencer Lee? I think this is good. In my opinion, this is good. For the first time in his life, a huge amount of pressure is not on him, and he's going to be able to assume a role that he's quite frankly never had in his life as underdog. And obviously the dude is super talented. Do I think there's another 57 kilogrammer that can beat Spencer? No, I think Spencer will be our representative for the Olympics in, what is that, 28. Barring any injury or anything, I think Spencer will be our, and, he takes losses like this, and to me, that just loosens him up, frees him up, and assumes the underdog role, And I'm trying to think positively about Spencer Lee getting what he wanted all of his life, and that was an Olympic gold medal. And, you know, that had to sting, though, a little bit, huh?
That's a sweet way of putting it, isn't it? That's a sweet way of
Sting a little bit.
I'm not coming out of that feeling any good at all, dude. I'm feeling bad. Anyway, I mean, folks, that was, I would say, first time, dude, in how many years? 20 years or something, upsets Iowa. I threw my Iowa hat. I mean, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. But actually, I can. We kind of briefed on it during the national duels. We talked about how it was actually a possibility with the way that Iowa State was looking.
Yes.
And what, you're calling Iowa Terry right now?
Yeah.
Folks,
Go ahead.
Let's get Iowa Terry here. Instant reaction.
Hawkeye.
Live.
It's not Iowa Terry. It's Hawkeye Terry.
Hawkeye Terry.
Dang on, Zach doesn't even know the names of the regulars on the show. Terry, what was your take?
I'm doing better than most of the fans on the Iowa board. They're ready for Tom's head over there. So I'm not ready to go there.
Tom's head.
I mean, before we get into your thoughts on the actual matches and everything, you were the one that sent us the Askren. What was that?
Tweet.
Yep, it was a tweet.
Dude, what's your take on that?
Well, you know, Ben has never really liked the Brands brothers. He'll say it's not personal, but after a while it seems to get personal. He has never steered an AWA kid towards Iowa, which is one of the many reasons, you know, Iowa's had some trouble with recruiting. You can't get him two kids because they were David Taylor. KD, he pipelines them all to Penn State, and AWA doesn't send his kids to Iowa. And the crazy thing is, he says it's because of their style, but he'll send Charlie Millard to Minnesota, and I don't see Minnesota having a real dynamic offensive style. But it's kind of really, in coaching fraternity, it's pretty bad form to basically, he's openly, you know, putting his name on the line for this job, really. Now, I don't know if he's truly interested or not. I would think his health conditions with immune suppressant drugs due to a transplant would inhibit his ability to really be in the room on a regular basis. He has young kids. I don't know if he'd want to do all the ins and outs of coaching with media and recruiting trips and, you know, traveling. I don't know if he was that serious or if he's just kind of taking a dig at Tom and Terry.
Well, the one thing we know, or I'm pretty sure, he's never said, even hinted around about him wanting a coaching job. In fact, whenever the question was posed, his answer was always, "No, I'm happy with my AWA club and how things are going." And the fact that he came out and said that, quite intriguing.
Yeah, no doubt. That wasn't really that veiled. But I'm not ready to jump off the cliff at all on Tom and Terry. I mean,
Well, what Iowa guy are you ready to push off the cliff?
Yes,
well,
Terry.
You know, I tell you, Keeter is very, very lucky, in my opinion, that he's a heavyweight. Because other heavyweights' inability to score has allowed him to win some matches here and there he is a pretty good rider. You saw it against undersized Pitzer a week ago Friday. He rode him out and handled him, but it was 2-0. I mean, he basically didn't shoot the entire match. He didn't shoot this entire match. And I'll tell you, I'm a broken record for the last 2 years. I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with the effort. I'm not impressed with the attack rate, work rate, exploding off bottom in the past. I mean, he hasn't had too much trouble with bottom this year. But I'm just, and to be honest with you, Bastida, I thought Iowa State really stepped in it there. I thought this could be the match that cost them the duel, because if Bastida gets 3 easy rideouts, 25 seconds, I think one was like 4 seconds, and there was another 4-second rideout that Keeter got an escape right at the end. if he gets any of those wideouts, it's a major decision. So I thought, man, that's going to really bite Iowa State. As it turns out, it didn't. But
is Ayala going backwards?
well, that's the two matches that cost Iowa the duel. Drake losing and Kennedy losing, and I was a little bit worried about this match. I picked Drake. He's beaten him at least once in college. I think he beat him at the Soldier Salute too. He beat him in high school also for a state championship. I was worried about this match because Frost is good.
Yeah, no doubt. I was impressed.
I don't know why he took down. He had a lead. He had 35 seconds of riding time. I don't know why you took neutral in the third. You have a 2-point lead. You have no panic then. Instead, he takes neutral, gets taken down, and now he's behind, and it just kind of went south from there. I don't know if he's going backwards or not, but he's got to get it together.
Terry, I don't know if you heard me explain it to Zach, but what do you think of my theory that Kennedy ends up on the bench and we're going to see Arnold?
I think you could see Arnold if he can make the weight. He didn't look close to making weight in that match. I saw him against Pitt. I don't know what he weighed in at. I would be really interested in knowing that. But, they have the 1.5% dissension rule, and, it may take him a while to get down to 74. I think you could see him theoretically against Penn State because Kennedy has not had good luck against Haynes. He's lost 7, 7, and 8 to him.
Yeah.
So I would look to go Gabe Arnold there. Look, Kennedy, in my opinion, I think somebody said something smart on the Iowa boards. I think he tried to get a major in the first period, right out of the block instead of doing what Caliendo did, and that is control the match, build your lead, and now you see the opening for the major decision in the tech fall. Now you go for it. Instead, he felt a lot of pressure to get a major decision, and he kind of wore himself out. And Gaetan wrestled a really good match. I mean, Gaetan's beaten Levi Haynes a couple times in high school. He really had a funky style going because Kennedy was in on some good shots, and he just couldn't finish them. He'd get in that waterfall, and Gaetan took advantage of it.
Hey, I see Kevin just joined us. Hey, Kevin.
Kevin, welcome to the show,
What's
dude.
going on, guys? What a duel, huh?
What a duel. Listen, Terry, let me get your final thoughts before we let you go. So you're not calling for Tom Brand's head at this point, and you think Ben Askren is a bluff. I think we all need to calm down in Iowa. I would agree. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. Look, Iowa State's got a good team. I mean, they're very strong at 97, very strong at 85. I mean, they're good at 25. They're strong at 33. They're very good at 41. I mean, there's no hole in the entire lineup. That's a good squad, and they wrestled well. They earned it. Dresser threw a lung brick.
You got to admit that was smart.
I said that's way late. There's no way they should even review that.
A lung brick.
A lung brick.
Kevin Dresser lung
Sound
brick. You
true,
got to
Terry?
love that, dude. Isn't that the truth? And it worked.
Oh, as soon as he threw it, you knew what was going on. Locked hands. What?
I called it live. When we were messaging, I said that brick's way late.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
All right. Hawkeye Terry, we'll get you back on here soon, but we got to let you go. We're running long, and we got Cornell Kevin here. We want to get his thoughts, folks. So,
All right, Terry. Talk
Take care.
to you soon.
Cornell Kevin, your thoughts here. First time in like 45 years Iowa State has beat Iowa.
It was going to happen sooner or later, Honestly, I thought it was I thought if Iowa State was to lose this match, it would have been to blame that they started Panero over Frost. I thought that was a big mistake. I thought that Frost is the guy that could win that match. Panero, you knew the match was going to go into tiebreakers. He just, in a big match like that, he's not going to shoot. He's not going to give up a takedown. like Rock Harrison said, he's good for one big shot or blast per match. He got it in overtime, and Rock fought out of it, lighter block, and he got out of it. But I think that I just wanted to kind of push back on the Angelo talk a little bit.
Push back.
I think that Angelo got screwed also at the end there when they stopped the match when he was in on a takedown. The guy there was, Dean was picking his ankle high, and they stopped it. I don't know why they stopped it. So I think even without the stalling, I think that would have been a takedown. You know, that's his bread and butter there. And it's tough to get a guy like that to change his style. He's won like that all through high school and college. And I mean, Carter Starace couldn't take him down, you know? So until I see somebody take him down, and I'm not saying it can't happen, but until I see it, I'm just going to keep rolling with him, you know? But
that's a fair
Dean
point.
wrestled a great match.
is.
Kevin, that's a very valid point, and I'm just saying maybe I'm coming from more of a parent aspect. Maybe I view Angelo kind of like my son. I expect a little more. What? I expect a little more out of you, Angelo.
Dang,
you know what I mean? Yeah, you did your
What do you
job,
think-
but daggone,
What do you
dude.
think, Papa Ferrari? Do you think Papa Ferrari was like, great job, Angelo?
Like, if
Or
that's
he's
what Joe
like-
did, I'd be like, dude,
Or would he be more like, Angelo, I'm starting to get tired of this.
I would say, Angelo,
It's time to step on the gas.
that was fine,
But really,
but we could be a lot better, dude.
Kevin, do you agree?
Yeah.
A lot of it had
Yeah.
to do with Isaac.
Isaac
Dean's
Dean's
Isaac
defense.
Dean,
defense.
great baseline defense.
Yeah.
Angelo has a really good off the knee, high crotch. He throws. He's got to just do it sooner. You know, he has an offense. We've seen it, and we've seen him take down the best. He's just got to go, because I'll tell you what, man. You saw how he looked after national duels. You wrestle every match like that, it's just it's exhausting. And I'm a big Angelo fan, and I root for him every match. And I'm exhausted after his matches, you know, because
he's going through the
he's been
grind.
real good to us, and I'm a big fan, you know. So, but one other thing I will say is Iowa has to be more careful on who they bring in for transfers, okay? Because first of all, I'm wondering, some of these guys, it's like Iowa's their retirement. They get their bag of money, and we don't see anything more out of them, like Teamer. You know, also I know Teamer was hurt, but still. And then, you know, Bailey and Williams, it's like, first of all, I think
valid
Bailey's
point.
a 133 pounder. I think
Are these
Bailey's a
guys going
33
there for
pounder
a
and Williams a
payday?
49.
Are they going
Yeah,
to Iowa
and
for a
then-
payday, dude, and not working hard? Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
point, Kevin.
That's what
Valid
that's what
point.
I think. And
Wow.
another point off that, Zach, is these guys. I know there's people in the weights, but Bailey's a 33 pounder and Williams is a 49 pounder. I know Rock Harrison said, "Oh, Williams is a decent size 57." No way, man. Williams looked so small out there compared to Zerbin, and
He did.
and
He did.
Yeah, it just was noticeable.
He did.
And man,
I
if
agree.
Williams was my wrestler and I saw him do what he did out of bounds, there's no way I could start him again. That was just despicable.
Oh, dude,
that
if
was
you're
just
Tom Brands, you almost got to bench him, right?
Oh.
I'm not even joking. Jordan Williams almost has to get
100%,
benched.
Zach.
I mean, really, dude, to
100%.
set
Well, you know-
even if it's just for the next match to set a precedence to the rest of the team.
Zach,
No, you can't quit, dude.
Williams went like 2 matches where he was MIA, and I'm thinking he
Yeah.
might have got benched
It's
there.
an attitude thing, maybe. Here's the thing, guys. Imagine this: if Dean would have won that match against Elam, it would have been 17-17. Iowa State would have won the tiebreaker on total points.
Yep.
Based just because Williams gave up on that out of bounds takedown, they would have lost the duel because of that.
That needs
Then
to be
it would have been
emphasized
more
as a point.
noticeable.
That needs to be emphasized as a point because Dean could have done his job, upset Elam, and it still wouldn't have mattered because Jordan Williams quit on the edge of the mat. Is that not that should actually be the headline of this episode?
Well,
Yeah,
I was
I mean,
I
that's-
was under the impression, I obviously don't study this, so I thought it was bonus points was the very first criteria once it's
They
tied.
go by pins. Pins is the first
Pins,
one,
and
which
then-
there wasn't any. And then they go to total points, total match points.
Okay. I forgot about total match points because I was thinking Iowa's got this. If they tie this up 17-17.
They did not.
Yeah,
Iowa's
no,
got
it was.
I was thinking
going into the
bonus
last
points.
match, Iowa State had a 13 match point lead going into the final match. So there was no way that Iowa had to get a major decision. Not only didn't he have to win, he'd have to get a major decision in that match against Elam, which, by the way, Elam showed to me that there's levels to this as far as Barr and Elam, to me, are on that top level at 197, and then I think everyone else is down below.
By the way, Rocky
Because-
Elam secures the victory. His brother Zach Elam secured the Claw Super Duel 1 championship.
Is that right?
In
Awesome.
overtime?
Get out.
Two Elam bros.
In the Super Duel.
Congratulations to the
Whoa,
Elam bros, the
Elam.
Elam family, a very happy family.
Holy cow.
I mean,
Great
you
point,
gotta
Zach.
be feeling good right now if you're an Elam family
And
member.
what a nice guys. Those guys are such nice dudes, man. The
Oh, yeah.
Elam
I
brothers,
agree.
really good
I
dudes.
agree. I met Zach.
I wanted to real quick just give a shout out to Vinny Zerbin because I talked to his dad a lot in the messenger, and a couple years ago I was giving him crap about how he was undefeated going into Big 12s and he hadn't wrestled anybody, and his dad was really cool about it, man. And I've talked to him here and there and I just want to give what a great match for Zerbin to go out there and do what
Kevin,
he did
tell
for his new team.
Papa,
So
tell Papa Zerbin, both Zach and I were just thoroughly impressed with Vinny.
Tell him
no
yeah,
doubt.
what a fun style too he has,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he's a factor, no
Yeah,
doubt.
Listen, I mean, I was very impressed with a lot of people in this match, and apparently people were not impressed with our grammar. Thanks to Russell Madness for being the grammar police, as they say. I don't know if that's Clint or Aaron. I sat beside Aaron at the Claw Super Duel,
Yeah,
and he didn't put any grammar police on me then. He knew I would have flicked him right in the forehead. So that has to be Clint. Because, Clint, you know I'd flick you right in the forehead, too, for putting some grammar police on me, dude. But, listen, this is unbelievable. A cyclone just stormed through Iowa, dude, and stole our wrestling heart.
Kevin, me and Clint were in the same grouping. We were there with Piles and Piles Kid and WrestleStat and the Quad R guys. And anyway, I kept watching it. I wanted to beat Clint so I could pick on him. Okay, I just like picking on Clint. He's obviously we all love Clint. I didn't. We tied.
Wow.
We
loser.
tied.
Loser.
Yeah, we both. I know.
How about Zach?
Dude, there's
How
no
about
one you
Zach?
want to lose to worse than Clint.
Zach, after one match, we get the eyeball text. After two matches, he's tormenting me.
I picked the
I'm
first
like,
two matches perfectly
he's
right.
like,
I was
looks
sending
like you guys
eyeballs
aren't,
out. Like, do
yeah,
not.
looks
I
like
even
you guys aren't doing
I
as
even
good as
text
us.
Aaron and Clint. I said, do not let me win this.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin,
man.
we were talking about busting balls. We were busting old Ralph and Roy, your buddies over there.
Oh,
the
yeah, Quad R.
Let's go pod
They
for
had
pod,
a rough
folks.
round over there. They were what?
Oh, yeah.
Second to last and last.
Oh. Well, that's usually me, so I don't.
And
not even
Roy
gonna talk
almost won.
smack.
Roy almost won the whole the other contest there,
That's
Wrestle
right.
Madness, the big one.
Right.
Ended up in,
that
like
was-
19th.
Yeah, you almost won the big one.
That
dude.
was the running
Did you almost
one.
win the big one? No, I don't think so. Did you? Listen to this guy
That one
talking
was
his,
fun.
running his mouth off a little CYHAWK upset duel, dude. Unbelievable. You think this is serious? You think this represents wrestling in Iowa?
No, wait.
I don't think so.
Was Claw a running thing that went through the whole season, and that's
Yeah,
what
the
he
fantasy.
won? Or
Well, he didn't win it. He got second or third.
Ooh, because I listened to the
second or
podcast,
third.
and he was in the driver's seat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
he
in the
didn't win.
driver's
He
seat.
didn't win.
Dude, he steered.
Yeah,
that-
this
he must
other
have-
guy won.
He must have steered that car right off the road.
I
Right
couldn't
on-
even
right off the
participate.
road
How'd
into
you
the
make out,
ditch.
Kevin, in that?
There was like 350 people. I got 19th.
Wow,
Oh, so I
that's
beat you.
impressive.
So I beat Kevin.
You didn't beat me. You didn't beat me. Get out of town, Zach.
And then there's people like me that's got to work. I was out driving the truck. I couldn't be playing with the.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know, dude.
I
All
go.
I know
You
in
got it.
Iowa,
It's
dude, it feels
playtime
like a
over there.
tornado went through, folks. And that's the
Yeah,
first
man,
time in
it's-
2 decades
hey,
we've
guys.
lost.
Somebody's got to
How fun is it now knowing that the Journeyman Collegiate Duels, we have Iowa State versus Ohio State and Iowa State versus Lehigh.
Wow.
That is a few really good duels
Don't
there.
be talking like
at,
Iowa State's the
Journeyman.
best wrestling in the state of Iowa
No,
now, Kevin,
man.
dude. Come again.
Hey,
Come
hey.
again. We are
I'm
not
just saying,
done.
man. I'm looking forward to that. Ohio State
Kevin,
and Iowa
you
State.
just brought up a great
But-
point. So technically, we will know who the second best team is. Right? We'll know who the second best team
Yeah.
is.
Did you see how he slid that in there? So cool.
Not quite.
Let's go.
All right, folks. That's a wrap, dude.
Good job,
Let's wrap
Wayne.
this up. We're well over
All
an
right.
hour. Cornell Kevin, Hawkeye
Thanks for having me,
Terry
guys.
joined the show. It was an upset in the making over 2 decades, and it'll probably never happen again if you're an Iowa fan, so calm down.
Now-
We'll be back.
Now,
Hey,
wait,
at least
you
he
got to
can.
say
At
this.
least he can retire now. Huh.
We didn't say it in 2-3 months. But what is it? You got to hit the
Like it.
subscribe.
Smash that subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Smash it.
Hype the
Hit
episode.
that
Smash the like and subscribe.
Smash that like
Hit
Hit
button.
notifications.
Smash that subscribe.
When
Notification
will
bell.
we be back?
I like saying
Well,
smash it.
You guys,
Smash it. We'll be back Tuesday.
I
don't
expected
know.
an episode Thursday evening. I was all
Well, it's Thanksgiving,
fired
dude.
up
Don't
and
even
thinking
get
this
me
is
started, dude. We
great. I got
off-
something to listen to, and you two play hooky.
It's Thanksgiving.
We
Yeah.
got an
Family
extra
stuff.
special one coming up this Thursday.
There's,
Extra
one,
special.
there's one big boss in the house, and it's
Or
not
me and you, will
The
we
big
be around
boss name
Tuesday?
Is, the big boss name is Kelly. She runs.
Oh,
she's the big
okay.
boss around
All right,
here,
yeah,
folks. So
yeah.
I actually just
So Tuesday and Thursday, right, guys?
Tuesday and Thursday we'll be back, baby. That's
Hey,
right.
Hey, Bartlett knows what you're talking about.
Bartlett, dude. Oh, you want to bring
Never
that up,
mind.
dude? I saw this
Never
girl
mind.
making tweets. I want to
Never
bring
mind.
now you make me want to talk about
Kelly's
it.
the boss.
Don't
and
make me
Sydney's
bring
the
it
boss.
up, dude.
Whatever.
All right,
I-
maybe I'll talk about it later, folks. Sid Bartlett sending out tweets.
You better turn that
I
off.
better
before I
turn it
say
off,
something I
dude. Get
shouldn't.
out of here.
Hey.
Kevin, we'll be back, folks.
See you guys.
See ya.
See you guys.